Good afternoon, team. Uwe Jacobs, property strategist from Property Friends, coming to you live from back in my office in sunny Melbourne. All right. Apologies for not doing the live yesterday. I was scheduled to do it from the airport, had lots of challenges with a number of things, least of all, or last but not least, technology got in the way, and that meant that I just couldn't do it. So sorry about that. So today I'll bring you the summary of my Tasmania trip and what a whirlwind trip it was. Let's focus first of all on Hobart. Hobart is still a great market to be in. There is some quality stock of land and buildings that we can do that will still provide a 5.5% rental yield. These are infill lots, not new developments. The land in new developments is still too expensive for the returns that we are looking for, and hence we are focusing on infill lots. I have been able to source a couple of infill lots that are very, very interesting and will provide for a great investment. Went to St. Helens to a development, an El Globo development, which means that it is a big parcel of land that I've been asked to look at to sell. We're doing one in Hobart and the Glenorchy area as well. I am very careful about these big developments. It's not part of our core activity. Well, it hasn't been part of our core activity so far. I have the background and the knowledge of this subject matter, but have not focused on it because I've been wanting to stick to my knitting, so to speak. There is another development that is in Western Australia. I'll get to that in about 4 weeks. The other area that I've looked at and that I've been working on actually for 2 years is the area around La Trobe. La Trobe is very close to Devonport. There are 2 new specialist disability accommodation homes, SDAs, that we've been working on for 2 years, and finally we found the right piece of land. Especially with an SDA, the location is extremely important, and we just hadn't been able to source the appropriate land that is flat on one hand. La Trobe is quite undulating, as most of Tasmania is, and we couldn't find anything that is close to the facilities that are required by the participants, by the tenants. So we just sat there because I refused to compromise on substandard locations, on substandard lots that will just not do the trick. This is what the marketeers are doing. They're going for the cheapest land that they can get away with. And more often than not, that's in the wrong area. It just doesn't work. You can build these things and the marketeers will be happy to sell them to you, and you will end up with a special project that has no purpose, no tenants, no income. And that is a no-go for us. That's the short end of the story. So, suffice to say, there are great opportunities in Tasmania. You need to know where to look. You need to know who to do it with, as in the building partners. We have several builders that we have used in the past that we're continuing to use, and there's good money to be made. Long term especially, whilst Hobart is at the moment stagnant in regards to capital gains, there is no doubt in my mind that the Apple Isle will be discovered further and that there will be more and more people moving to Tasmania. All right, here comes the big one. Drum roll. For the last 4 years, I've been working on a modular build. And that is to unlock the bottleneck in the building trades, to unlock the bottleneck in the much too long build times, and to unlock efficiencies that are to be had when you build in a factory. No rocket science, you're not exposed to the weather. You can create a building system that just flows, that is producing the same outcome, the same quality, the same thing effectively on a production line. And that's what it is. Well, I'm very, very happy to say that we have finally achieved our goal. We have set up a system where the supplier will produce the townhouse unit. It is a compact dwelling because it needs to fit into one 40-foot container. That one 40-foot container is delivered to site anywhere in Australia. Big point, anywhere in Australia. Because we can deliver it to any major harbour in Australia and then put it on a truck and deliver it to Timbuktu if you want me to. The first one of those is going to our first one, and we do them turnkey, i.e. completely finished for you, your young'uns that you want to get out of the house, or investors that want to have an additional income on their existing investment property with, let's call it 150 square meters, 150 square meters for a granny flat, because that it is what it is classified by the councils. Hence, vastly easier ways of approval. There is very little council approval necessary for these dwellings. I'm very happy to report that the dwellings are of extreme quality, 7-star rated energy efficiency. They are BCA, NCC, so fully Building Construction Authority approved. They are even a class 3 cyclone rated dwelling, which is unheard of in modular manufacturing. We are going to do the first one on Magnetic Island. Why on Magnetic Island? Very simple. No other builder, developer, or turnkey house and land supplier can do it in the time that we can do it. We expect the first one to be finished in October, and it will hit site in September. So I hear you say, how will you build a dwelling in 4 weeks? Well, when you've got a modular building and a well sorted out system, the units will be delivered, the townhouse units will be delivered to site and will go up in under 4 weeks to turnkey completion. That is with everything inside that you need, with double glazing, with security doors. People that know us know that we stand for quality, and quality this unit is. It will have a 30 square meter patio, huge patio. This thing looks schmick. I don't want to show anything at this stage. I don't want to show the video. These things are still being worked on, but it's a really, really exciting time, especially since where I'm looking from, we will be, for the first time ever, able to make a real dent into the housing crisis of Australia. Why do I say that? Because we will able to deliver and install from October onwards, 1 per week. Let me say that again. We will be able to deliver and install to turnkey finish, 1 per week. There is a huge demand for this product, for this housing option. It is compact, I agree, and it is very, very comfortable. It's a 2-bedroom townhouse unit, freestanding on its own land, that produces quality, that is a great feel, a 5.4 meter long or 15 square meter master bedroom. A second bedroom that is big enough to have a double bed plus side tables. A wheelchair accessible, not PWD, person with disability, fully compliant according to AS 1428.1 or the NDIS standard, but a wheelchair accessible bathroom that is transition free. The entire house is transition free. So all the mod cons are there, all the accessible requirements are fulfilled. I am really, really excited about that. And I will report more on that very, very soon. We are working out the marketing material, the information material at the moment. And as I said, I will have the first one finished in October on Magnetic Island, because it will prove our system works in as much that we can deliver the lodge, the turnkey lodge, that's its name, the turnkey lodge. We can deliver it anywhere in Australia. We can deliver it where builders have challenges in putting all the material on the barge to an island, where builders have challenges in locating a building team for what is traditionally a minimum of 6 months, with living away from home allowance, with all the on cost on an island. Well, we'll erect the unit, the townhouse, the granny flat, the very comfortable dwelling in under 4 weeks. And once we get going from October, we'll be able to do 1 per week. So where's the opportunity? The opportunity is here for investors that have an existing block of land with an existing dwelling, where we can put a granny flat for council approval purposes in the backyard and vastly improve your income and cash flow. The opportunity is there for people that have young'uns with them living in the house, that want them in a separate dwelling out of their house. There is opportunity for the young'uns that want their parents out of the house. There is opportunity for people to share larger lots. Say that we have a 500 square meter lot, that we put 2 of the turnkey lodge on, and all of a sudden, rather than a, let's call it $700,000 mortgage, for a $400,000 mortgage for house and land, you can have your own dwelling. So I see a big market for this. It can unlock the housing crisis in Australia, and that can only be a good thing. On that note, you got to be in it to win it. If you want to book a discovery call, at the bottom of the website, propertyfriends.com.au, is the link. Happy to chat. Have a good one. Bye-bye.